Welcome to another edition of Dialogando con José Luis. Today we have with us Marco Antonio Quiroga from the Contigo Fund. Good afternoon, Marco. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thanks for being with us here on this new social media platform to talk to our fellow community about an important issue and how does the coronavirus affect the LGBTQ plus community and our Latino communities. Can you tell me a little bit about what are you guys doing right now to help that community?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you all know, the COVID-19 or the coronavirus has a disproportionate impact on working class Americans of all types. But it particularly disproportionately impacts LGBTQ plus and communities of color because there's systems in place that have failed those communities historically. And those systems right now are failing everyone. And so those individuals who have been historically failed by those systems who are already living paycheck to paycheck, who had food insecurity, housing insecurity, are now really facing huge hardship on whether or not they'll be able to buy groceries this week, whether or not they'll be able to stay in their home. And so, because of that, the Contigo Fund, along with other partners, the LGBT Plus Center, the One Orlando Alliance, QLandX, and so many other LGBTQ nonprofits and leaders and just community members have come together to build the Central Florida LGBTQ Plus Relief Fund to support those individuals and being able to bridge some of those critical needs that they're experiencing right now.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about this fund. Who will be benefited from it? Are organizations going to be able to also get some money from this fund?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Central Florida LGBTQ plus Relief Fund is meant for individuals from the LGBTQ community who reside in Orange, Seminole, Osceola, and Volusia counties. And these individuals have to express some form of financial need. So those are the requirements of being eligible for the relief fund. And our goal is to raise $100,000 to put money directly into the hands of folks who really desperately need support in regards to being able to buy groceries this week or pay a bill that they weren't or some form of emergency that they weren't expecting and now are really needing support. In addition to that, once we reach our direct assistance goals, fundraising goals, then we want to focus on the needs of LGBTQ plus organizations, grassroots groups, community organizations that are really facing really hardships in regards to whether or not they can keep their staff, whether or not they can even keep the doors open. That's the reality that our LGBTQ organizations are going through right now as well. And so the Relief Fund is a dual focus of supporting individuals and their critical needs, as well as organizations in our community who will help those individuals and our broader community moving into the future.
Where can people go to find more information about the fund and where can they actually make a donation if they wish to?
Yeah, so it's really easy to find. You can go to GoFundMe.com and search for Central Florida LGBTQ plus Relief Fund, and you can make your donation right there. And there's plenty of partnership opportunities too. If you're a business, there's information on the GoFundMe page for you to be able to reach out and see how you can support. In this moment, there's ways that everyone can really chip in, and collectively, it's enough for us to be able to support one another. And this isn't a form of charity; it's a form of solidarity, and this is what our community needs the most at this moment.
Fantastic. And then how can people, if they're in a financial need, how can they apply for this money?
Yeah, so right on the GoFundMe page, there's links to the applications, and it's a rolling application, so you can apply at any point. And so once you submit your application, we have a review committee that are reviewing the applications, and we're already getting some of those direct assistance dollars out to individuals as we speak.
Oh, you are. That's great. Um, any other information that you want to share about this fund and any message that you have to the Latinx community, the LGBTQ community, the brown communities that may see this interview.
Yeah, I guess my overall message is something that most of us already know, that many in our community here in Central Florida really depend on the hospitality and tourism industry for income. So knowing this, there's been unprecedented closures because of the coronavirus that have resulted in increased unemployment up to 700% here in the state of Florida. Folks are struggling in really dramatic ways, and we can all do something to support one another, whether that be cooking a meal for your neighbor, leaving it right on their doorstep, or providing them with some other form of assistance, transportation, or just being a helping hand at this moment. And like I mentioned before, this is a time for us to demonstrate the solidarity that we've time and time again as a community have come together after dramatic, horrible hurricanes or national tragedies like the Pulse massacre. We can do it again, and we can show the world that we will always forever be Orlando United.
Definitely. Marco, it's so good to see you again. Thank you for the work that you're doing to help those in need and with your fellow leaders in our community. Met you a couple of years ago when the Contigo Fund was launched, and you guys are doing outstanding work in this community. So thank you for your time and for talking to us about this fund, and hopefully people will be able to donate.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate this opportunity, and thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Marco.
Bye bye.